Hey sons and daughters, Julie here, and I have with me our incredible intern, Jess.
Thank you.
Jess has come from her own YouTube channel to really help us on our kind of journey into the YouTube world,
Yes.
if you will. So you can look forward to that, sons and daughters. And what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was service. The title of this being, Who Are You Serving?
So good.
And at the base of that, recognizing everyone is serving someone. That's either God or man. And any kind of self-service or self-ambition, it falls under man. So in my own life, and even as I dug into this, Jess, I felt such an awareness of what servanthood truly means in a way that I just hadn't before.
Wow.
To me, serving was something you signed up for.
Yeah.
Or that you did occasionally. But we as Christians are truly called to live a life in pursuit of servanthood.
That's really good.
It's not this, it's not even limited to a season. It's this lifelong
It's
pursuit.
a lifestyle.
It is.
Really, yeah,
It is to serve like all men.
It
It's
is.
not even limited to just the people you like, which would be rather easy.
Right.
So I wanted to break it down even further into how to know you're serving man. And really it was how I knew that I was serving man instead of serving God. The first of those points being you are constantly looking for approval from others. You know, your joy is found in people noticing you, noticing what you're doing, how well you're doing it,
Yeah.
how capable you are. You know, this can even bleed into the Christian realm where it's like, well, why haven't I gotten a word?
Oh, that's
Why
really,
hasn't someone called me forward as
Wow.
being talented in that way that someone else was called forward? Because that, if you are finding that approval in man,
Yeah.
that is a great sign to pause and recognize you are serving man and you're not serving God.
That's so true. And I love what Paul says in Galatians 1:10. He says, if I was still seeking man's approval, then I wouldn't be a true servant of Christ. So if I was
Wow.
still trying to please man, I wouldn't be a true servant of Christ. And it's so true when you're constantly looking for the applause of everyone around you versus the applause of one, you're going to live in a life stuck not in freedom.
Point number 2 is you are too ambitious to submit. And that, you know, it's almost like too legit to quit. That's a hard one because, you know, in our culture, we are told, go after it. You got to work, you got to hustle, you got to build that brand, you got to go after what you want. And it's a very self-focused ambition. Even the disciples had to have this message drilled into them from Jesus as they are vying for position on his right and his left and saying, when you come into your kingdom, can we be there with you? Can we be alongside of you? Jesus had to say, hold up. First of all, that's not mine to give. That is God the Father's to give. The ultimate act of submission and laying down of ambition was the cross. Jesus has these people all around him telling him what he could do and who he could be if he would just, you know, stretch those wings. And yet he is saying, no, God the Father has already marked a path for me and that I will not stray from. And it was not a glamorous path. Let's remember. And he said here, the path to promotion and prominence comes by having the heart of a bondslave who serves everyone.
That's really amazing.
Like-
But that's what he said. He came to serve and not be served.
Yeah.
That was his whole mission, to come here to earth. So
Yeah, he modeled it for us.
He did.
He walked those steps ahead of us. And the third and final point, and this is the one, guys, that really hit home for me as I started diving into what it meant to be a servant, is that you are believing the lie that God has forgotten you.
oh, that's really powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it even says in Hebrews 6, for God the faithful one is not unfair. How can he forget the work you have done for him? He remembers the love you demonstrate as you serve for the glory of his name. I love the God that represents. The reality that like he sees you and he knows exactly what you're doing. And he knows the heart posture that you're doing it from, which I think really is so much of where this comes in. That you're not doing it for the people you're serving. It is ultimately for God. Do they benefit? Yes. But it is for God. You just keep that in the forefront of your mind.
It's so important, having that perspective consistently.
Yeah.
Faith is really the key to all of this, and keeping bold, courageous faith. And I love what it says in Hebrews 10:35. It says to continue to hold on to your bold, courageous faith, because you will be greatly rewarded. And even in your life, when you feel like God, you can't see what he's doing, at that time you can't necessarily see it, but on the other side, you're going to see his faithfulness through you being faithful in your season of serving. And it's really your whole life serving.
It's true. It's the faith and the patient endurance that Hebrews tells us. It's how you run the race. You, as sons and daughters, are confident, so you embrace radical humility. So I hope this was encouraging to you guys. Just get after it. You know, you don't have to allow fear or worry about giving too much or missing an opportunity. Just whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might, and you will find supernatural, divine strength to carry you through. And the truth is, you will get so much more than you could ever possibly give.
Make sure you guys leave a comment below and let us know how this video personally impacted you. We also post brand new videos every single week, so definitely hit the subscribe button below, and we will see you guys in the next post.
I love you.
Bye.